Good morning, everybody. So let us start our lecture. This morning, today is October 15, right? So as usual, let us see our schedule. So you see, we are almost at the end of this course. Okay, we need only a few more weeks. Okay, so this week we are discussing method and especially string methods. Okay, string operations. Okay, so this will be, I believe, this will be an interesting topic for you, for everybody. So in our program, we use string operation a lot. Okay. Like making strings in uppercase, making all strings in lowercase, searching a specific string in a paragraph or a file, or searching for a specific character at a specific position from a string. Okay, so this I believe this will be an interesting topic. Okay, but before I start this module, today's, let me ask you. Okay, how many of you, I want to speak almost everybody, how many of you completely listen and practice the program that I covered in the last two lectures? Especially these two lectures. Method, we started function, so it's function or method in programming, and how to call method and how to pass parameter. These last two lectures. Okay, so if you do not, I see there are 57 view only. A single. So I see only 14 view this section only. So that means many of you have not watched this video, this lecture. Okay, so I'm telling you again, if you do not understand these two lectures, lectures 16 and 17, you will not be able to pass in this course. This is at the heart of this course. Okay, so you will get a major portion of your test question in test 3 and also in your final from method. So if you do not understand how to declare a method and how to use or call a method, you will not be able to do programming. Okay, so this is the most important part in our art. This is again, if you have not listened and practiced the program that I asked in these two lectures, lecture 16, do it today. And must you do it must before we start our next lecture. Okay. There is no alternative. If you do not understand this, you will not be able to do this. If you have any question about this, I'm to help you. But I think it should be crystal clear if you follow these videos. Or watching YouTube videos is good, that you can rewind and you can stop and you can pause. You can speed up or speed down, right? Whatever you like, you can do it, but you have to do it. Okay. The major goal of this module is to strings and math libraries. There are many built-in methods, that existing built-in methods. Some of them we are used to using, like for instance, the print method. Okay, and there are some methods like are randomly used or frequently used, like those for mathematical and statistical operations. There are many methods. Okay, especially that there are some built-in methods for string operation. So we know that a string, what is a string? A string is a sequence of characters, right? A group of characters So we say whenever we use string in our program, we use as a string literal, string value. We enclosed string everything within double quote or in single quote in some languages. Okay, so there are some existing methods, built-in methods in programming libraries, in program compiler libraries. So we frequently use this method. So I think some of them like print method, scan methods. Okay, but sometimes we may need to make our own method, create our own method. Okay, so in the previous two lectures we discussed how to create our own method, and we will imply our that knowledge in order to create a new method. Whenever we can create a new method, maybe we can save all of our methods in a library file, in a common file, and then we can use that method. Okay, we will see how to do that. Okay, this is the common method. So all programs deal with some string. You will not find any single program that do not deal with any string. Okay, so for instance, you see menu. This every program has menu bar. All of these are organized as string. Okay, especially the string operation are finding the length. That means how many characters are there in a string, to compare whether two strings are equal or not. Okay, so to access individual or specific characters from a string, to concatenate two string, adding or joining two or more strings together. Okay, extracting substring, like finding part of a string. Okay, replacing a section or some characters in a string. Okay, trimming, or this is called trimming the leading or trailing white spaces. Sometimes we may need to get rid of the white space before and after a string or word. We can do that. So counting a character or another string, whether we want to see whether a string contains a string or some characters, splitting strings into some species, that we call this is parsing. Okay, so these are the important things you must need to know. So in your higher level programming, at other courses, you will need to use this knowledge. Okay, and there is no other course that you will be taught this. Only you need to learn from here. Okay, so C and C++, there are some libraries in all languages, but these are different in language to language. C++ have some libraries, okay, and then Java and C# have strong built-in libraries, especially the Python language that has strong library. People like Python is open source, an open source programming language. People are building their own libraries, and we can use those, import those libraries, and we can use. So there's different format. For instance, in C++, you know, give me one second. You may have this. This is C programming language, and this is C++. Okay, or also maybe like this. This is C# programming language, another programming language. So we are learning C++ and C sharp, not C. But C programming is a subset of like this programming language, C, C++, and C sharp. They have some common methods. Okay, so especially if there is a strong connection between C and C++. So you will see there are some methods that are common both in C and C++. So it says in C++ program you can use almost all. Actually C will be like this. C++ will be like this. Enter thing. Actually, C program is a subset of C++. So if we have C program like this, programming language this, and C++ will be like this. Okay, so there are two libraries in C++. So in the C library and C++ library. So in order to include like C library, so you write include within double quote string.h, for instance, like this. So you see, in C program, this is two format: include, then space, within double quote, like string.h. This is a header file. A header file contains, this is a library file. A header file contains some similar functions declaration. Okay, and then in C++ format, we use this include string. We don't need to put h, but we put this in angle bracket. Okay, these will do same thing. So in C++, you can write either this way or this way. Okay, so there are some other rules we will discuss whenever we found this. Okay. Again, so while starting this chapter, I'm giving you that in these library functions, for same purpose, there are methods in different libraries with different format and different name, okay, and different implementation. For instance, the length, there is a built-in length method in Java. So its method, how do we know that this is a method? It is parenthesis, right? So this method is used to find the number of characters in a string. So how many characters are there? Then h is 1, then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and space is also a character. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, for string literal, the last two, this code is not considered as a character. But if you want to consider this as a character, then you need to put this with a backslash. That is called backslash character. And then if you do this, then it will be considered as another character, but not this one as a character. These together will be one character. Okay. So this length method finds, it returns the how many characters are there in a string, including spaces. And the same purpose, in C sharp has a length attribute. That is not a method. And you see that L is in uppercase and there is no method sign, there is no parenthesis. This is an attribute, same purpose we use. Okay, but also in C++ we have length method that is more similar with Java. So the purpose is same, right? To find the length of a string, but there are different methods in different languages. Okay. So these are the built-in methods we can use. There are some built-in methods that are developed in Java. For instance, java.lang.package. So then the code part in the language that are easily accessible without importing anything. But other methods that will be defined in other places, we need to import the library. We will see how to import a library. Okay, and then another method in order to compare two strings, whether those two strings are equal or not. So in Java and C Sharp, and also in most programming languages, if we want to compare two strings, what happens? They are compared character by character. The first character, this B, will be compared with the first character B. So they are equal. These are case sensitive, okay? These are equal. So they will compare, they are compared by the ASCII value. So then O will be compared with O. Okay, and the third character here, it is third character is end of character, null character. There is nothing, third character, okay? At the end of all string, there is a character, special character, that is null character. There is nothing that ends. That means end. That means the ending position of a character. So here there is nothing. So but here there is B also. So these two are not true, right? So this equals method in Java, it returns either true or false value. So then what says if not is not equal to these two equals. So that means it's complicated here. It says if these two strings, what will give it this value? It will it is they are not equal, right? S1 is not equal to S2. So they will give false. So that not false, that means true. Right? So this will give us true. That means if true, then we can say that these are string not equal to strings two. Okay, I will go to the program. So let us go to this, and maybe it will be better if we discuss this in a live program. So in Java we have equals method. In C++ we have C Sharp we have equals method, but E in uppercase. But C++ does not have equals method. It has a compatible method that is called compare method. Compare method gives if the two strings are equal, it returns a 0. If or it returns 1 if the first string is greater than the second character string. It returns -1 if the first string is less than another string. So in C plus Java, in order to access a character in a specific position, we use character at. Okay, and C Sharp and C++, a character string, is considered as an array of character type. So we access character by, so like this array. Add to array operation by index, okay, in C++ and C Sharp is this. So this is the most important question. Okay, so substring, finding part of a string. You will get test question from this, and you will get quiz question from this about substring. Okay, so these are different in language to language. These are different in language to language. Okay, you see that how these are correct. Consider in Java, this substring method Java is in lowercase, but C Sharp is in uppercase. But in C++, there is not substring method, but is sub str, and S is in lowercase. Okay, so this, you see that the highlighted part, yellow highlighted part. So this one in Java, if it will return WOR. So it will start from the 7th character. Okay, 7 means this is the 0, right? This is the first 0 index, 1, 2, 3, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. W is 7, and then it will go until 10, less than 10. Okay, so 7, 8, 9, less than 10. A 10 is excluded. Or you can remember this way, 10 minus 7 equal to 3. So starting from 7, it will go next 3 characters. Okay, but here, so starting from 7, that means W, and it will go to the next 3 characters. So in C++, starting from 7, it will go next 3 characters. So I wish, sometimes it's confusing to me also, I wish that Java substring method would be similar to like this, C# and C++, but it is not. It is declared as like this. So something, when you, especially when you work with multiple languages, Java, C, and C#, there's the chance that sometimes we do mislead. Okay, but there is no difference if the leading character it start with 0. If the leading character is start with 0, then the result will be same in Java and C#. Okay, I like everybody to practice all of this in a program. Okay, copy and paste code from this, and then run it in a compiler in a program, and then see your output. Okay, and then most important thing, another most important is string concatenation. We are discussing from the early of this semester how to concatenate to string, right? How to combine more than one string. Okay, so in Java and C# in languages, most of the languages, if the first part, so this plus sign, we know that this plus sign is usually used for arithmetic operation, right? Plus sign used for arithmetic operation to add two numeric numbers, right? But in modern programming languages, okay, this plus sign is developed with, is called operator overloading. So that means these operators can be used, plus operator can be used to add to numerics as well as to string, or a string with another numeric. So here, so the my string is hello, so it will get hello, and your string is wall. You look for the space before the space. Okay, so then it will make our string will be my string plus. This plus is not the regular plus for arithmetic operation. It is called this string concatenation. Okay, but we usually shortcut way we say plus. Okay, this plus operator and your string, so it will combinedly, it will give us hello, then comma, then space, one together. Okay, and then in C# and C++, we can do it the same way. One thing is that in C# and C++, is, this is a string, is a type. Okay, is a built-in type. S is in lowercase, but in Java, S in uppercase. And for pseudocode, there is no type, right? We have to write maybe specifically a string or in uppercase in. Okay, this slide is good. So you see that it has many programs. That is, this is the another one is just replacing the part of a string. So again, it has different behavior in different programming languages. You see that. So how do we do this? So especially for C++. You see the output, it comes with this, specially look for the highlighted part. So each of these could be an individual program. Okay, this practice this, each of these as an individual program. So there will be, so I think for this This slide is very like nice slide. I like this one. And then so there are some programs, the scope, you just copy and paste this code and run it in the compiler and compare the output and understand the output. Okay. So this one, it's a contains method. It is used to find whether a string is within another string. The string contains within another string. Especially a smaller string, part of a string contains the larger string. So in Java and C#, we use contains method. So it's again in C#, C is in uppercase, but C++ does not have contains method. It has find method. Okay. So look for this one, especially for C++. I want to highlight this one. So this will be good thing that if we practice this course. Okay. So this is another important thing. Maybe in higher level programming, sometime we will get a lot of a complete file, and sometime we need to extract some special characters or some words, or we need to separate all characters or all words from a string. For instance, this is a string. Okay, we are given this is a string. So their values A, B, C, and D, right? Usually we can write A, B, C, and D using A, comma B or comma C or D, or sometimes we may use space. A like this, A space B, A space B space C space D. So here space is a separator. Right, we are separating two character by a space, or sometimes we may use comma or semicolon or whatever we like. We may use this. Okay, so we may use this. We may use this comma. Okay, so if we want to split this string into characters, so what is my splitting character? Comma is my splitting character, right? It is separator, right? It is dividing the characters, separating the characters like by comma. So maybe we can say B then. So this is one thing, maybe character was on substring, and this is another part, and this is another part. So whatever you say. So here we say S1 dot split and split by comma. Comma is given here, so we are splitting by comma. Okay. So when we do string operation, we must start with 0 index, okay, and then must not use equal sign here. So int I equal to 0 to I less than this token. That means whatever it will get the length, how many, whatever you say, D, E, F, whatever you say. So you say token I. So that means this program, it will help you to separate the characters in a string. So it will work for any number of characters like D, E, F, G, any characters that are separated by comma. It will work. Okay. So what now we have only A, B, C, D. So this will work. So I like you to practice this. Okay. So each of these will be an individual programs. Okay. And again in C++, C#, S is in uppercase, and C#, N is in length, and this is an attribute. There is no method sign, parenthesis at the end. Okay. And in Java is different. Something, okay. So you see this Java standard libraries string.npos no positions. So this character, this is the operator, it is called scope operator. in C++. Okay. So you see that Java C++ program is completely different than Java and C# program. So people who are taking C++, this, I think this module will be difficult for C++. You need to practice because there is no similarity between and actually in Java and C# and other languages like Python, there are many built-in libraries, but and better method. But C++ is one of the older languages, so it does not have anything. Okay. Like there are many built-in methods for string operations. You may find another methods for converting a string into a lowercase or all uppercase. Okay, there are other methods, built-in methods. Okay, and especially the last few minutes I want to discuss library methods. Okay, in most programming languages like in Java or C# or other programming languages, like there is a math class built-in math class, and C++ have C math. Okay, this is the library function. Okay, so it has like many useful mathematical methods like absolute method. It is used to find the absolute value, that is all positive values, only positive value from a number. And square root, SQRT, is used to find the square root of a number. And mean is used to find the minimum from a list of numbers. And similarly, there is max, and ceil, CEIL, is fine to get the ceiling. Ceiling means lower part. Okay. So here, and then floor, that means here. Okay, sorry, I did mistake. Ceiling means upper part, right? Ceiling means about 4.1. So if it passes, as long as it passes 4, then it will be 5. Result will give you 5. And floor, this will give you 4. Number 4, floor. Okay, ceiling goes to for upper part, okay, and floor goes to for lower. So for ceiling of this, if 4 point something, then it will give you 5. Floor with even 4 point anything less than 5, it will give you 4. And then power method is raised 4 to the power 3. 4 times 3 times 3, that will be 64. And then this method assigns sign of this. That means it is root 3 equal to 3.14. Root 3 by 2, sign of root 3 by 2, that means root 3 by 2, sine 30 degree, right, equal to 1. So there are some built-in method. Also, these are in C++, and this is in C. One thing. And in Java and C#, there is a math class. Okay, M is in uppercase, math class built in, and math class has many methods, the similar methods, fs, square. So in C++, you need to import this library by doing this way. But in Java, we need to, since math is built in the java.lang package, it can be used directly. So you don't need to do anything. You can use directly, or you can use math. You can import math library. Okay, and C#, same things. But with C#, the difference is that all methods start with an uppercase character. Okay. So today's lecture, I could write 20 programs, separate programs for all of this. Okay, so I think at this point you know how to write a method. Okay, and so what I like to do, I like you to practice all of this. Okay, so how do we practice? Let me start off for you. How do you do this practice? So you will open the slides from the beginning. It is better if you can take it print out. Okay, starting from here, right? Okay, you will do, I like it to do this way, that you open your Replit. You open your Replit. Maybe I have some methods already developed. You create one string length. I do like the example one Java. Or string operations with string operation methods string operation string operation methods example one Java. Let us do this way. Oh, I'm sorry, I need to set language over here. So name will go here. String operation method example one Java. Okay, so here you got the program structure. So in Java you can declare within class. You cannot declare a method within another method. Okay, you must declare a method outside of another method. So for instance here, let us make a method. So let us for now say public static void, okay, like string length, okay, string length can be one. I may have multiple methods, okay, and this is the way. So pass a string type argument string base, okay, and two things as we discussed. Okay, we can return a void type over here, or we can, since length, we can return an integer value over here. So if we say integer over here, then we will say return what we will return is dot length. So what this method will do is okay. So what this method is do, whatever argument is passed to it, it will returns its length, how many characters it has. Okay, now if I call this method, if I say this hello world string, say again I can say is equal to hello world. So although I have two string is over here, this is a local variable for this main method, and this is local variable for this string length one method. So there are no relation between these two, okay? But if I want to print the length of s, that's it. It will do. What it will do, I'm sorry, not that's it. It will do like this. String method and s over here. Okay, you see that this one. structure. Okay, so this one, what it will do, it will get the length by using the library, and you will return that value to here, and it will print. Okay, so let us see. If we run this program, it will give us 12. This is my 12 output. This is 12 for each 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and exclamation sign is 12. So if I use a comma over here, then it will give me 13. Space is also a character. I'm sorry, it is slow and it's 13. Okay, now I can write, or you can write this method differently. Okay, so this method we can write in different orders. For instance, I could say is return type is void, and then I need to give a different name of this method. So for instance, if my return type is void, then I cannot return a value. I may have a return statement, that is fine. In that case, what I need to do, I need to print this. So if there is no return type, void method, almost all void methods print does itself whatever it needs to do. Okay, so then it will be print this string length over here, and then when you call this method, whenever you call this method, you cannot call the strings. Oh, sorry, there will be 2 over here. Strings 2 method. You cannot call this. See that there's an error coming here. Okay. The problem is over here. You cannot print like this way. So the way is string length. Let me see. Not L, and then this. What is there? Oh, I'm sorry. It's not string length method, it's length. Is dot length. Sorry. Okay. Print is dot length. So this I'm calling this method just block. Okay, it is working, but the difference is that if a returns method returns void, you cannot use like this way. You cannot put this. I cannot put this here inside the print method. It will make an error. Since this method does not return any value, so I cannot use this way. So this will give an error. But only calling this method should be what? It should be good. Okay. So 13 for this one, and same thing. Okay, so this is one example. So like you can write this code in C# and C++. Okay, so let me start with C#. So, so let me copy all of these programs from here to here. So yeah, can anyone please help me how to convert this program code from Java to C#? What changes we need to do? First of all, we need to put M is in uppercase and string S is in lowercase. Okay, all strings S is in lowercase, and here S is in lowercase, and here S is in lowercase. Okay, and instead of system.out.println, we write console dot right line. This one, and then here, and everything is same. Okay. Okay, 20, 23, 22, 23, 22. Oh, sorry. C# does not have this length method. It has length, L is in uppercase, it is attribute. Okay. So this way I like everybody to practice this program, okay? And in Java, right? And in C++. If you want to convert this into a C++ program, so instead of writing stand like this, I use this method. So using namespace std. Okay. So in order to do C#, C++, we can use length method. So we can copy code from Java. Okay, there will be something interesting over here in C++ programming. Okay, so this is, since it is not an object-oriented programming, so we do not need to use public static. Okay, and we do not need to use public static. Okay, let us see the variation. Okay, so main method is here. This. Okay, so in C++, S is in lowercase, and we do not have system.out.println. Instead we have this cout. So cout, and then get rid of this. Okay, and S is in lowercase, S is in lowercase. I do not have this. Okay, apparently it works, but it will not work here because in C++, the reason is that, can anyone please tell me the reason why it is showing an error? One of the important difference in C++ that I discussed in previous lecture. In C++, if it is not an object-oriented programming language, or not an object-oriented program, that what is an object-oriented program? We will start object-oriented programming next week. So if a class program start with a class, then that is an object-oriented program. Okay. But
Didn't you say that it had to go in front of the program itself? So like
yes, you are clear. We need to give a signature over here. So C++ and Java, all programs start with class. These are object-oriented programs. But Java in C# Java, all programs start with a class. So these are object-oriented programs. So in a class, it is okay. So if you put anywhere inside class, then it is fine. Class member, for instance, a family member, we know each other, right? In an ideal family, we should know each other. Okay. So if this was a C++ program, I could like this way, but it's not a it's object-oriented program. So what do I need to do? I need to put a signature two ways. One thing that I can put the decoration before I start it here. Okay, that just one of them is working. Okay, why is it not working? Let me see why it is not working. Why it is working hello world? Okay, this is my hello world. Okay, I got 13. That means it is working both. You need cout inline. Okay, can keep it here. Inline, ENDL. Okay, there are two ways. Either I can declare all of the method before I use this. I'm using in the main method, right? Before I use this, I can declare them. But if I do this way, so then my program may be complicated because all programs start with main. So if I have multiple or many methods here, so our main method will go all the way in. So sometimes it is difficult to understand what is happening in this complete project program. So in that case, what we can do, we can declare it afterward, but we need to put a signature here. This is the called signature. So I put the header line, and instead of body, put a semicolon. And this is signature. So this signature is added, so this is not giving me any complaint, any error. Since the second one signature is not added, it's giving me error. But as soon as I add this second one signature, then program will work. Okay, but since C++ cout is not a method, so it is not an issue. It should work. Wow, it doesn't work. Oh, interesting. I forgot. Okay, then C++ also it will not work. So okay, this will not work also, right? Like C and Java. Okay, it is complaining because this method does not return any value. That's void. So it needs to be called independently. Okay, for instance, you could say like this: the length of the string is equal to, it will look like this. But you cannot say like this. You cannot call this method like this. It will not, because the reason is that this method does not return any value. So you cannot use this. So this is the important thing for all methods. Okay, I like this way. I give you a startup how to use a method in all three languages. So I like everybody to practice this, okay? And starting from here, please practice as many programs as you can from this today's lecture. What is the chat? On two and then 3. Okay, has anyone any question? Okay, so I like you to expand this program with other methods. So from other slides, declare methods. So if you practice this, you will have two things practice. One is how to declare a method, how to call a method, especially the variation if a method does not return a value, how to call that method. Okay, and also you will be practicing the string operation questions. Okay, so in your test 3 and in your final, definitely you will have major portion of a test question from today's lecture and previous 2 lectures. Okay, so one thing that I can say, if you understand today's lecture and these 2 lectures, lecture 16, 17 and today's lecture, these 3 lectures it will cover 1/3 of this course. Okay, so if you understand these 3 lectures, lecture 16, 17 and today's 18, you will understand 1/3 of this course and you will not fail in this course. I can give you guarantee. Hopefully that is there. Okay, but if you don't understand these 3 lectures, it will be difficult for you to pass in this course, because this is the heart of programming, this course. Has anyone any question? Okay, if you don't have any question, then I want to wrap up today. And thank you so much. And today's, let me see just before we leave. 1 second. Today we finish this, and okay, and the next week we will start an interesting thing, object-oriented programming. So far, whatever we discussed, the main part of this course, especially this module 6. Okay, please practice this. Okay, has anyone any question from online?
No, sir.
Okay, thank you. So your next lecture will be only online only. Okay. Thank you so much.